to call this meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everyone to the March 28th, 2023 regular scheduled Port Clinton City Council meeting in the Linda Hartlab Council Chambers. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, the Lord's Prayer, and a moment of silence for those serving and protecting our country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, power, and glory forever.
Thank you. You may be seated. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Beth Gilman.
Here.
Margaret Phillips.
Here.
Richard Morgan.
Excused.
Kelly Gagel. Here. Pat Hovis.
Here.
Jerry Trolley.
Present.
Kathy King.
Here. Thank you. Council, you previously received the March 14, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Madam President, I move to accept the approval of the minutes for March 14th.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jared Trolley. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. The minutes from March 14, 2023 are hereby approved. The chair notes that certification has been made regarding compliance with the rules and notifications of this meeting. We have no guest presentation, no public comment. We'll move on to executive officers' reports. I have two things I would like to add under correspondence, if council so chooses when we get there. First is I have a resolution from Port Clinton Post 13 of the American Legion. It says, resolution, whereas Port Clinton Post 113 of the American Legion is desirous of decorating graves, conducting memorial services, and otherwise engaging in activities appropriate to the celebration of Memorial Day, May 29, 2023. And whereas Section 307.66 2503 of the Ohio Revised Code provides that any municipality located within a township may cooperate with such township and/or the county in observing Memorial Day, and council therefore may make necessary appropriations. Therefore, be it resolved that the request be made, and the same is hereby made of the Board of City Council of Port Clinton, that such appropriations to be determined by the City of Port Clinton Council be made to the post for the purposes set forth. We, the undersigned, hereby certify that the above is a true and exact copy of the resolution adopted by aforesaid post of the American Legion at its meeting on March 20th, 2023, signed by the Commander Dave McDougall and the Adjutant R. Adkins. Council, this is in reference to the resolution 23-5 that is on for the first reading this evening. That can go for full 3 readings and will not be assigned to a committee. Also, everyone on council should have received the Shores and Island annual meeting. This year it is in Lakeside. It is on April 18th, starts at 10:30. If you would like to go, please let the clerk know, and she can get everybody registered. It needs to be done by April 10th. She would like it a little sooner because she has to get a purchase order. So I would ask that that be added under correspondence if council so chooses when we get to that point this evening. Also, there is a new ordinance 10-23, which will be assigned to Environment and Public Works. I believe they have discussed this. And it can go the 3 full rates. The Easter egg hunt is this Saturday, April 1st. It starts at 10 a.m. The rain date is April 8th, which is the week after that. We are in need of volunteers that day. If council or anyone can volunteer to help, be there by 8:30, 9 o'clock.
8:30.
8:30?
If possible.
If possible.
Only going to cancel it if it's raining cats and dogs. If it's snowing, we're still having it. Dress warm if you do attend.
Okay. And I mean, I've helped in the past. Normally what you do is you put out the Easter eggs and you kind of just help corral things, and Mr. Osimer will make sure that we're all kept in line. So. Okay, and that's all I have this evening. The mayor is still not with us. Did he send anything, Mr. Colston?
I talked to him today, but no. he did not.
Okay. Auditor's not here, treasurer's not here, law director. Oh, you have the numbers? Oh, thank you.
He's definitely not here this time, so.
Okay.
Are you sure? I will proceed.
Are you sure?
I did not see him last time. These numbers are as of March 27th, 2023. Bed tax, we have received $14,972.20. And watercraft tax is $6,192.32. Please keep in mind that watercraft tax is not officially due until June 1st.
Now we'll move on to the law director.
I do not have anything tonight, Madam President. Thank you.
Okay. Supervisor's reports, Mr. Colston.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President. Brush pickup will start on the 10th of April, so it's always the second Monday. We are starting in April. We had today, I guess it was, first round of interviews for the semi-scale position at the sewer plant, and possibly one for the utility out of that group of individuals. So I'll keep you posted on when we hire, what happens with those. I am going to be involved on Friday with the second interviews for the clerk up front. They have narrowed it down to 3, and we will interview on Friday. And that's there. The other thing I had this week was we had a workshop for the Portage River Water Trail. It was open Oak Harbor Soil and Water Conservation, and we talked about signs. The signs they sent us are like 6 by 6. They're just huge, and where we got to put them. And we talked about placements of signs. And going forward, the Ottawa County Parks District is kind of overseeing this group now, and so good for grants and things like that. And so we are moving forward with that. We'll have a sign at the out at the pier stating this is the access point, and then they're concerned with some of the boat traffic in the river, obviously, so we'll have some signs that we already have. I think they're going to cut them down, and then we'll end up putting them up at various locations. Trying to find out exactly, because we don't want to get on private property. So that's still in the works, but that will happen yet this spring. I did meet with, for Mr. Trolley's knowledge, I did meet up there with them about placement of where they could put a trailer or a container or whatever they want to put up there for this rental company that wants to have a contract. Mrs. Shanker's been kind enough, she's put a contract together we sent to him. A couple wording changes maybe, but nothing major, so that would be fine. It was what we talked about, the $100 that we talked in your committee, get them up there. There's some questions on electric. They'd have to be to the backside because that's the only electric right now there. And they had asked if they could use the hose bib up there to rinse off their equipment at the end of the day. And that should, none of those come into a factor to be a problem. So, and they do know the placement. Obviously, we're not placing it up by the Lake Erie Love sign and blocking anybody's view to the lake. It'll be off to the side, closer to the parking lot, but in the stone upper area. So I think it's a cool thing. I think it'll be good. The people were excited at this Portage River that I told them about this, you know, what was happening. So that's all I have to report tonight, unless there's any questions.
Council, anyone on council have a question, Mr.?
I've got a couple for Mr. Colston.
Go ahead.
What was going on in the corner of, over by the grist mill? What do you got going there?
There was an oversight on a committee. They have a fire hydrant that's there. It's been black capped. It does not work. Chief Johnson knows it doesn't work, but it has to come out for that fence to go up that they're putting in around there.
Okay.
So that's what they're doing there.
Okay.
They ought to have that, I think, done tomorrow. They've got the whole cut and it blocked off tonight. So.
Right, okay, and the railroad side?
I've not gotten a call back. The police had called the railroad. I sent out the text. So basically, some stone slides down off the top of the tracks, and there's a canopy, let's call it a canopy underneath there, and there's a bunch of stone on there. We made the decision for walking purposes, we certainly don't want that to come down. So that's why it's blocked off till the railroad gets here and looks at
So
it.
there's gotta be a situation up there. How is stone getting down there?
Oh,
Gotta be a hole in
the
that.
mud comes down too. It comes through
Right.
with this distance between the wall up there.
Okay, gotcha.
That's not, I don't think it's any, obviously they structurally come and check those out all the time.
Right,
And,
right.
you know, I thought they might be here a little sooner with all the situations they have going on, but I have not seen them yet, so I'm sure Mr. Johnson or the police will make another phone call if we don't see them this week.
Also, we got 50-mile-an-hour winds coming again Friday night.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do, sorry, they just
Which
announced it.
direction? That's the key question.
Exactly. That's all I have, thank you.
Thank you. I have a question, small and easy. The little signs that are all over, which are markers to let people know what's going underneath. We know about the blue ones and all. What is the striped red and white ones which are on 3rd Street? What are they, do you know?
Striped red and white, that's the first time.
About so big, at an angle, like peppermint stripes or something.
Red and white.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna
got
have to
water.
look and I'll get back to
Is
you.
the water,
It's what?
Water's blue, water's blue.
Wrong
No.
color for water.
Well, it could be the right-of-way line, but I'm not sure the way your direction you're kind of doing is not making sense to me,
Yeah,
so.
because we're getting whole strings of them
On 3rd Street, you're saying?
on 3rd
Which,
Street.
what area?
About from maybe Hayes down to a couple of, from Bell Mills down to Hayes. That corner. 3rd Street and Hayes.
So from Fulton to Hayes is what you're saying on
Yeah.
3rd?
On 3rd Street.
I will give you a call back tomorrow. I can't answer that. I know of right-of-way lines, it doesn't sound the way you're describing it to
What
me. that
color
that's
are
the-
those tags?
They have been pink or orangish, I guess. We had that call on Fulton Street the other day.
It
From,
was pink.
I don't know.
pink.
It was pink, spray paint actually.
Tracy?
You're saying these are flags or these are pink?
Little things that stick in the ground, about so tall, about
Just
that
like-
big.
Okay. I'm assuming it might still be right-of-way, but
But that makes sense.
I have to find out. I don't know. I'll have to see the locations to be able to answer your question.
Okay, thank you.
Is city cleanup day scheduled?
Yes.
I
We
believe-
both have to look at our
Oh,
phones.
sorry.
I believe it's
No, no.
April 22nd.
I think it is too, but
Okay.
yes, it
Yes, it
is.
is, April 22nd from 8 to 3.
Good question.
Thank you.
It's located here in the parking lot, and you do need to bring ID to show that you prove residency.
Or a bill, water
Correct.
bill.
Any other council members have any questions? We'll move on to committee reports. Finance, Ms. Zois.
Since we have no ordinances or anything to discuss, I will be canceling my next committee meeting, so Mrs. Ostheimer, could you please put that on the calendar? And then the thing, whatever the,
April 11th is the next council meeting.
yeah, April 11th.
Thank you.
Thank you, and that's all.
Okay, thank you. Environment and Public Works, Mr.
The
Trolley.
Environment and Public Works Committee will be meeting April 11th following the council meeting. Or, well, since they're not,
If you'd like to move
Yeah.
it before, as long as we get it posted.
it'll be at 5:30 instead of following the council meeting.
Safety Services, Ms. Phillips.
Thank you, Madam President. We do not have anything at the moment either, so we will wait till, give us something to do before we meet again.
Okay. Economic and Community Development. Ms.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm canceling our meeting we had scheduled tonight as we don't have anything to discuss.
Thank you. Under correspondence, we have Planning Commission minutes from January 26, 2023.
Madam President?
Yes.
I move that we add the resolution from the American Legion to correspondence. Just say more about that, is that good enough? As well as the Shores and Island annual meeting notice.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Okay, motion carries. The correspondence hereby amended to include the resolution from the Legion and the Shores and Island annual meeting, along with the Planning Commission meetings. Do I have a motion to approve the correspondence as stated?
Madam President, I move to accept the plan, all the correspondence presented this evening.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none. favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Okay, motion carries, and the correspondence is hereby approved. We will move on to readings of ordinances and resolutions. Under third readings, we have ordinance 7-23. Will the clerk please read by title and summary only, ordinance 7-23.
Ordinance number 7-23, an ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Safety and Service to enter into a concession lease at Lakeview Park and the City Beach with the Port Clinton Candy Company and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 7-23?
Madam President,
Mr. Troy?
make a motion to retain the emergency clause.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me,
Oh,
the law director is, got a question?
Yes, it's more of a statement.
I'm sorry.
So the caption on the agenda should state, an ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Safety and Service to enter into a concessions license at Waterworks Park with North Coast Beach Fitters.
No, Lake-
This
No, this is the
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Never
This
mind.
is third reading.
I'm sorry, ignore me.
Hey,
I apologize.
It's
Okay.
early,
Would
Dina.
you like
It's
to
early.
remember?
It's strike my.
It's our first day, it's
Yeah.
I know, right?
okay.
I'm
Anyway.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm not
I
gonna
thought we were
make
catching
mistakes.
up. Never mind.
Okay, do you want to reread the caption?
Of course.
Just to make sure we're clear?
Ordinance number 7-23, an ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Safety and Service to enter into a concession license at Lakeview Park and the City Beach with the Port Clinton Candy Company and declaring an emergency.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Trolley made a motion to retain the emergency clause as to ordinance 7-23. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. King. Any discussion? Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mrs. King, to retain the emergency clause as to ordinance 7-23. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Excuse me, Margaret Phillips?
Yes.
Kelly Gagel?
Yes.
Jerry Trolley?
Yes.
Kathy King?
Yes.
Pat Hovis?
Yes.
Beth Gilman?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 6-0. The emergency clause is hereby retained as to ordinance 7-23. Does council wish to take any further action as to ordinance 7-23?
Madam President,
Yes, Mr.
make a
Trolley.
motion to adopt ordinance 7-23.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. King. Any discussion?
Madam President,
Yes, Mr. Trolley.
the Environmental and Public Works, along with Mr. Colson, discussed this ordinance and the contract, and in a vote of 3-0, we fully back this ordinance.
Thank you. Anything further from council? Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Trolling, seconded by Mrs. King, to adopt ordinance 7-23. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Pat Hovis?
Yes.
Beth Gilman?
Yes.
Margaret Phillips?
Yes.
Kathy King?
Yes.
Jerry Trolley?
Yes.
Kelly Gagel?
Yes. Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 6-0. Ordinance 7-23 is hereby adopted. We have no second readings, so we move on to first readings. Will the clerk please read by title and summary only, ordinance 10-23.
Ordinance number 10-23, an ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Safety and Service to enter into a concession license at Waterworks Park with North Coast Beach Fitters.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 10-23 this evening? Seeing none, ordinance 10-23 will move to a second read at the next regular scheduled council meeting on April 11th, 2023. Would the clerk please read by title and summary only, resolution 23-5?
Resolution 23-5, a resolution to appropriate funds for the purpose of decoration of graves, conducting memorial services, and otherwise engaging in activities appropriate for the celebration of Memorial Day 2023.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to resolution 23-5 this evening? Seeing none, resolution 23-5 will move to a second reading at the next regular scheduled council meeting on April 11th, 2023. We'll move on to business from the floor. Mrs. Gangle.
Nothing.
Ms. Phillips.
Been kind of quiet since I was gone. I have no idea what's been going on.
Thank you. Mrs. Hovis.
Nothing tonight, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Trolley.
Of course. Mr. Colson, how are
we're
we?
not done yet?
No, still no. How are we doing? When are the bids open for the project?
We haven't even put it out to bid yet.
I thought it was,
Absolutely not, that's what I stated last time. Still working on USDA to get everything squared around for the funding.
why did I read it was a third week?
He probably was, Mike talked about that before he left.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It came from
No,
him.
No, and I stated
Any,
it.
any time frame?
Nope.
I wish he wouldn't tell us, you know? Okay, thank you, Mr. Colston. Everybody have a nice week.
Mrs. King,
Nothing to say.
thank you. Mrs. Gilman?
Thank you, Madam President. I move to proceed to executive session for the purpose of discussing union negotiations with the FOP and Teamsters.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second?
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay. I have a motion by Mrs. Gilman, seconded by Mr. Trolley to enter executive session. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Margaret Phillips?
Yes.
Beth Gilman?
Yes.
Ellie Dangle?
Yes.
Pat Hovis?
Yes.
Jerry Trolley?
Yes.
Kathy King?
Yes.
Motion carries by a vote of 6-0. It is 6:22. We will go into executive session.